Why can't you lose weight after 40? And here's what you can do about it. Hi, welcome. My name is Eric Simpson, online weight loss specialist. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about why it is once we get past the age of 40, especially for women, it seems virtually impossible to be able to shift the weight, or impossible to stick at it long enough to get the results that you want to achieve. Now, I want to start off asking you a question, and I want you to be absolutely honest with yourself. Do you right now at this moment in time believe you have enough knowledge and experience about diet and exercise that if you were to follow through for the next 6 to 12 weeks, you would see a significant drop in your weight? And I think the answer would be yes, you would. So it's not a lack of knowledge, it's not that. Also, would you be willing to say that you have really, if you're honest, you have got time to exercise? Would you be willing to say that you've got access to resources, be that gym equipment or a local gym? Would you be willing to say that you've got pretty much everything you need to succeed available to you right now to be successful if you could just keep yourself going? Would you agree to that? Because if you disagree with that, then please stop the video now, because what I'm about to suggest to you has not only worked incredibly well for myself, thankfully, but it's worked incredibly well for my clients as well. And here are just a few of the clients that are somewhere on the screen who have used this technique that I'm about to share with you to break through the situation that you're probably in right now, which is start to lose weight, maybe go a day to a week or two and then self-sabotage, start again, then self-sabotage, and you're in this perpetual cycle of start, stop, basically yo-yo dieting all the time. So we're going to break through that today with something that's really simple, using some mental skills that you already have. I've got to say that again. We're going to be using mental skills that you already have. So this isn't about learning some weird and wonderful new sort of technique. You're already using these skills, but the problem is you're probably using them in a negative way. Today we're going to shift that. I'm going to help you to start using those skills that you already have in a positive way. So what am I talking about specifically? I am talking about goal setting. Now, before you hit the back button and think, oh, here we go, goal setting again, I've heard it all before. I'm not going to be speaking about setting the traditional SMART goals. You may have heard that mnemonic before. You know, each letter standing for a specific thing. So S standing for you need a specific goal. M, it needs to be measurable. A, it needs to be achievable. R, it needs to be realistic. And T, it needs to be time bound. And whilst that is a fantastic mnemonic and a fantastic platform to actually help you set up your goal to begin with, in my opinion, it's not enough to keep you going through all of the challenges that you're going to be faced with. And when you start with weight loss, you are going to be faced with a lot of challenges, guaranteed, because we all are. Why? Because we live life and we've got challenges aside from just trying to lose weight and get fit. So how do you go about creating a goal that's got some emotional charge to it? And why do we need a goal that's even got emotional charge? Why is a SMART mnemonic not even good enough to get us through and keep us going when the going gets tough? It's because the SMART mnemonic is basically logic, and we live in an emotional world. For example, chocolate, ice cream, crisps, alcohol, parties, events that we go to where food's there. Guess what? All those things have got an emotional attachment to them. And if you're trying to go up against something like, I want to eat some chocolate, I feel like some chocolate, and we've all, fill in the blank to whatever your thing is, we've all had those moments where we just want to indulge in that thing. If your only solution to that is to come up with, but I set a SMART goal to say I want to be 10 stone on this specific date, that is not going to overcome the power of your emotional pull and desire towards wanting to eat or drink that particular thing that, if you do it in abundance, it's going to slow your weight loss down or make you gain even more pounds. So we need to find a way to create a goal that's got some emotional charge to it. And that's what I'm going to be speaking about specifically today. And it's what I've helped my clients do over the last 2 decades. So where do we start with this emotional goal? Well, I'd like to get a piece of paper. A4 in size would be fine, and then you can reduce it down and explain why later. But A4 piece of paper, and I want you to do a circle in the middle of the page, and in that circle I'd like you to draw the outfit you'd like to wear. Now it could be a particular, it might be a dress, it might be a suit, it might be swimwear, it could be anything you want it to be. And don't worry about the fact, if you're not like a doesn't have to be real art. It just has to be a rough drawing. So don't judge yourself and don't say, oh, well, I can't draw. Just put something down there. Just make a start. So you draw the thing that you'd like to be wearing and try and use some colour as well. That's always useful. Just helps. It's nicer on the eye to look at. And then beneath that, I want you to write in the goal weight that you would be at to be able to wear that particular outfit. So that's the starting point. So do that first. Then I want you to branch off with 5 lines coming off of that circle. And here's what I'd like to write on each of the lines. So line number 1, I want you to write down, where are you? Just write this question down, where are you? And put a question mark there. Next question, number 2, you want to write down, so where are you? How do you feel? That's the second question. Third question, who's there? Fourth question, what can you smell? And the fifth question is going to be, what can you hear? So those are the 5 questions you are going to ask yourself. And then you're going to go back around those 5 questions and you're going to answer them with pictures, not with words, but with pictures. So for example, where it says, where are you? You're not just going to put, I am at, so where are you wearing this outfit? That's what we're getting at. You're not going to put, or I'm at the beach in Spain. And that's it. No. What I'd like you to do is draw a picture of the sun and maybe do your best effort to draw some sea and a bit of sand and make it colourful as well. And I want you to answer all of the questions with pictures, not words, with pictures. And let me explain why this is important to do. It's important because if I said to you right now, think of a pink elephant, would you see the word pink elephant or would you see in your mind's eye a pink elephant? Now don't do what a lot of people say sometimes, which is, oh, I'm not very good at visualizing. We all visualize. We all do this. I said right in the beginning, what I'm teaching you now is to use the skills that you already have. How many times have you envisaged the worst outcome for a particular situation? You've seen it, you've felt it, you've heard it, you've experienced it. Hasn't even happened yet, but you're using all of those mental skills to actually live in the moment. So we're using that skill that we already have, but in a more positive way. So just to recap, you've got the central image. Do your best effort to draw that image. You've got the weight beneath it. You've got those 5 questions on lines going around. And then on each of those questions, you're going to answer it with pictures. What that will do is, whenever you then think about, or whenever you're confronted with, let's say, the bar of chocolate, I use that as an example, fill in the blank for whatever it is for you. But whenever you're confronted with that bar of chocolate, you then fire up that image of you wearing the outfit, and then you fire up, so that's going to hopefully get you going, and then you fire up the connections to that, which is, where are you? How do you feel? Who's there? What can you smell? What can you hear? Suddenly you are arousing all of those emotions to make it an emotional goal, not just this smart and mnemonic goal. It's now an emotional goal. And the more emotionally attached you can be to that goal, the greater it's going to be in terms of being able to basically, I would say, almost make the chocolate invisible. But I'll give you an example from a film called The Matrix, which you may have seen with Keanu Reeves in it. There's a scene in there where Keanu Reeves is dodging some bullets, but one of the bullets hits him on the shoulder, I think, and it makes it, obviously it injures him. And then he's chatting to a guy, called Morpheus, who's his like mentor. And he says, Morpheus sort of like, oh, you did really well there. And Neo says, oh yeah, but I did get hit. And Morpheus says to Neo, don't worry. There'll come a point where you won't have to dodge bullets because you'll be at such a high level. And it's the same with weight loss. When you get into that place where you are so attached to your goal, the chocolate, the crisps, the biscuits, the alcohol, it will feel as if they've got absolutely no pull on you whatsoever. And you may have experienced that before in the past. So this is a way to help you lose weight effectively. So when people say they can't lose weight after 40, it's got nothing to do with your physiology, although it becomes more challenging, but it can be overcome. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you may be going through the menopause, although that's challenging, but it can be overcome. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that maybe you've got some other thing going on, because it can be overcome. All of these things, yes, will make it more challenging, but in order to overcome them, you have to have an emotional goal, an emotionally charged goal for doing this stuff. And if you haven't got that, you're going to struggle. And I just want to complete this video by just giving some balance to it, because you may be sat there thinking, well, hang on, a goal just to wear an outfit, that's a little bit shallow. Well, there are 3 types of goal you need to set yourself. First one is the vanity goal. That's the one we're talking about right now. You need that. That is the driver goal. Without that, you ain't going anywhere. Trust me, I've seen enough people now try and lose weight just using logic, and they'll last so long, then they'll crash and burn. So you need the vanity goal. That's number 1. Number 2, you then need what I call a health goal. That's a stabilizer. That's where you're doing it because you want to make sure your blood pressure's down, get your blood pressure down. Maybe you're on medication, you want to get off that. Maybe you want to get your resting heart rate down. Maybe you want to increase your bone density, which is important. But those things as the primary goal do not get you excited. People do not look forward to going to school reunions to tell their friends that, hey, guess what? My bone density's gone up. Hey, guess what? My blood pressure's down. And I'm laughing. It's not funny, but that's not what we do. Those things are important, but that's not something that we look forward to talking about when we go to the school reunion. What we're looking forward to doing if we've lost the weight and got into shape is showing up and going, hey, check me out. As well as meeting up with your friends as well, of course. And then the third type of goal you want to have is what I call a hobby goal. And the hobby goals are there really designed to sort of keep you on track and just keep you going forwards. Hobby goals might be, let's say you're a walker, you like walking. That can be a hobby goal. Maybe you're a cyclist. I'm a tennis player. So for me, keeping the weight off, staying fit is good for my tennis. And having 3 types of goals, vanity, health and hobbies, gives you real stability. Think of it in terms of a stool. If a stool had 1 leg on it, that would be like just the vanity goal. It'd be difficult to balance on a stool with 1 leg. But if you've got the other 2 stools, then it's stable. So you need a goal for each of those. But let's get started with the vanity goal to give you some forward momentum and to get you moving forwards and get some confidence and get some belief in yourself that you can lose weight after 40 and you can get into great shape. Now, if you're sat there thinking, I'm not entirely sure where to even start, you know, this all sounds good, Eric, but I'm not sure where I am in terms of emotionally. I have put together a weight loss assessment. It's called the Boost Weight Loss Assessment. Click the link in the description. It asks you 5 simple questions, takes you about less than 3 minutes to complete, and you'll get a full-blown report that will give you guidance in 5 different areas, including motivation, nutrition, exercise, habits, lifestyle habits, and accountability. So it'll give you some guidelines as to what you need to be focusing on depending upon where you score with that Boost Weight Loss Assessment. So click the link in the description and you can start doing that today. Until my next video, take very good care and bye for now.